what we see here in verse 6 is a unique statement, because it says here, then the Pharisees went out and immediately plotted with the Herodians against him, how they might destroy him. We're going to be looking at the scheming in the shadows. And so as we're looking initially at just the surging in both those who are the saboteurs and those who are the seekers, we're going to see the scheming in the shadows. These people who are in the dark want to stay in the dark. And not only do you see the Pharisees plotting, but now they go, and we're going to talk about who the Herodians are and how these kind of natural enemies are now bonding together in order to see how they might destroy Jesus. Now in verse 7, it makes this statement in verse 7 and 8, but Jesus withdrew with his disciples to the sea, and a great multitude from Galilee followed him, and from Judea, and Jerusalem, and Idumea, and beyond the Jordan, and those from Tyre and Sidon, a great multitude. And when they heard how many things that he was doing, they came to him. So along with this surging of those who are in opposition to him, we also see now there's a surging of those who are seeking him. They come from all around Judea. They come from Jerusalem, from Idumea, which is Edom. They're coming from the eastern side of the Jordan. They're also coming from the north, from Tyre and Sidon. And so we're seeing here the swell of seekers that begin to meet him here at the sea. And so we'll be looking at that in verse 7 and 8. And then in verse 9 is just a powerful statement. We're going to be looking at just a small ship, because in verse 9 it says, he told his disciples that a small boat should be kept ready for him because of the multitude, lest they should crush him. And so we're going to be looking at just the preparation that Jesus made by having this small boat there ready for him in case he needs it. And then we're going to see, as we move on, then in verse 10, the stream of sufferers. In verse 10 it says this, for he healed many, so that as many who as had afflictions pressed about him to touch him. It's amazing, as we're going to be looking at this next section here in verse 10, is this stream of people who had issues, and to them, large issues. But I tell you what, when you bring a large issue to a larger God, the issue becomes what? We can deal with that. We can fix that. So that's a beautiful thing.